Welcome to Beading with Machi Wapakweni. I'm Lydia Sturby, and I will be walking you through your project today. Hello! Today we'll be making your very own pop socket. In your kit, you'll find some thread, a needle, a cap already glued onto a piece of stiffened felt, your pop socket base, some rhinestone banding, seed beads that match your cap. I suggest having some clippers nearby, and I like to use E6000 glue for gluing your creation down to your pop socket. We're going to start by threading your needle and knotting only one string. We're going to start by bringing our needle up close to the cap, and you're going to start by putting 4 to 6 beads depending what you're comfortable with. I'm using 5 because of the color pattern. And you're going to use your thumb to hold them nice and tight, and then push the needle down at the end of those once you've got them placed where you want them. Now we're using a different tack down process where we'll come up in between somewhere in the middle. So if you're using 4 beads, you'll come up between beads 2 and 3. Because I'm using 5, it could be 2 and 3 or 3 and 4. And then you're going to go back through the last few beads of your ring so that you are able to add more beads. You're going to continue in this way until you get to the end of your circle. As I draw close to the end, I see that I don't have enough room to place all 5 of my beads of my pattern, so I'm going to adjust my pattern for this piece. And then I'm going to go through the next 2 or 3 beads and come down, and that's just going to solidify that circle and keep its shape. But then I'm still going to come back up somewhere in the middle of the beads I just entered on the outside and go down on the inside to tack down that solo string in a different way. Now I'm going to come back up and go through my circle completely, little bits at a time as my needle can go through. When I've gotten all the way around and maybe a little bit more, I go down and I tie it off. I want to make sure it's nice and tight, and this just keeps everything secure where I want it. And we're going to get ready to start adding our rhinestone banding. I'm going to come up next to my circle of beads, and I'm going to place the rhinestone banding right over my needle so that the hole between 2 rhinestones is now around my needle. And then I'm going to come down back kind of where I came up close to the beads, and that's going to tack down that little string between 2 rhinestones. I'm going to do that all the way around the inside of the rhinestones, using my thumb to adjust as I'm going. And then I'm going to follow that up with going around the outside of the rhinestones once I've measured. You can see I'm getting close to the end, so I'm going to measure how many rhinestones I need, and I'm going to snip what I no longer need and just give aside. I'm going to continue tacking down those pieces now. You can see me kind of moving the rhinestones to where I want them to sit, and then I start tacking down the outside rhinestones to help them sit where I want them. And I'm going to tack down all the outside strings between the rhinestones now as I go around. So you can see here that I'm using a pair of pliers to place the rhinestones where I would like them, and a little drop of crazy glue will help keep it there. Please remember to let the crazy glue dry before you bring your needle back up to start your next round of beads. Come up next to the rhinestone banding, and we're going to start placing our next set of beads around it, just like we did the first time. As I draw near to the end of the outer circle, I just need to pick up my pattern, and I see that I've got room for one more. So at first I took a yellow, decided no, I wanted to make it red, and close it off the same as I would before by going through a few beads, going down, coming up again further back and tacking down that piece, and then tying a knot. Once I'm satisfied with that, I then cut around the outside of the beads and to get rid of any excess felt. And then I'm going to use my E6000 glue and just put some in the center of the pop socket and push down on the beads that we've done. Then I like to go one step further and turn it upside down onto my desk, and I will push hard so that all the beads are nice and flat and kind of where I want them. And if I'm satisfied, I leave it at that. But I noticed there was a little bit of felt hairs around the outside of mine, so I used the lighter very quickly to just kind of keep the felt from fraying ever in the future. And that's it. I'm done.